What's going on, everybody? My name is YSTB. Today we are taking another look back at r/entitled parents number 3. I'm sorry if this is getting a little bit repetitive. I promise tomorrow's upload will be something different, but this seems to be your guys' favorite subreddit at this time. But anyway, let's hop right into the video. So I waited tables at a local Chinese place as a second job when I was in between semesters one time. The first week I worked there was hell as the university was hosting a special event and the town was crazy. So on my third night, I got saddled with this family of 4. Entitled Dad, Entitled Mother, Entitled Baby 1, and Entitled Baby 2. The rest of my tables have been pretty easy and we've been packed. I go to take this family order though, and Entitled Baby 1 says, "I need chocolate milk." "You know, I'm so sorry, but we don't have chocolate milk." Entitled Baby 2, "Yes you do, I had it last time." The Entitled Dad says, "You must be new, go ask your cook if you have it." I was taken aback. I had never heard anyone use that word in real life. I went back and asked and told my manager, a feisty native Chinese woman who took no crap from anyone. She informed we don't have chocolate milk, or any milk for that matter. As I was back there, another one of my table's food was ready, so I took that back out with me. Went back out, again, let the family know that we didn't serve chocolate milk, but we do have hot chocolate. The entitled mother said, "Then get chocolate milk and leave it cold and make us cold hot chocolate and you get chocolate milk." I said, "Ma'am, we don't serve milk to drink." Entitled Baby 2 said, "Wow, you're stupid. You need to stop hiring stupid people to work here." The dad high-fived his kid for saying that. The dad said, "She's not wrong. If you can't figure out how to give my daughter what she wants, you don't get a tip." At this point, I'm just done. My manager is watching the whole thing go down. Entitled Baby 1 says, "Just bring me whatever chocolate thing you have." So I complete the rest of what I had to do for the table, and I'm just done. I stopped caring because I made close to $400 in tips already that night, and this one table wasn't going to kill me. Entitled Baby 1 decides to spill the remainder of her hot chocolate and sweet and sour sauce on the table because this isn't what I wanted. This leaves me with 12 tables and a mess. The manager rings them out. I wasn't expecting a tip. She informed them that she was giving them the racist ass fee. This was perfectly in line with how she was the whole time I worked there. It was a 30% add-on that went straight into my tips. They threatened to call the cops. She ran the card and told them to do it because she saw everything, along with the tables around them. The entitled dad said, "I'm gonna sue you," and once again said the racial slur for Chinese people. "Back to China. Your waitress didn't give my daughter what she wanted and that's bad service." The manager said, "I don't care. I have cameras that record sound. Never come back." They attempted to come back a week later. The manager told them to leave and then chased them out with a fly swatter when they wouldn't. In this case, props to the manager. She took a stand and did what was right. These people were acting like jerks and they need to be taught a lesson, honestly, and when people actually stand up for themselves, it has a great effect, so good for her. It was late on a Saturday night if I remember correctly, so it was just a few minutes from closing time. By now, I was the only box office cashier left, as management would let employees get home as it got later and less busy. Literally 2 or 3 minutes before the cutoff time, a minivan pulls up and 2 young girls hopped out. They couldn't have been older than 14 or 15. They asked for tickets to a movie, and while I can't remember what movie it was, I do remember that it was rated R and it sold out completely anyway. So there was no way I could or would be able to give them tickets. I politely explained this to them, apologizing as well. They seemed to understand but were obviously disappointed as they went back to the car that was still parked by the sidewalk. A few seconds later, a lady, who I assume is their grandma or aunt, gets out of the driver's side and waddles over to my box office. The box offices are exterior and look out on the sidewalk. She then speaks to me in a very pitiful, poor me tone such as, "Why can't you let my girls into the movie? That's just unfair." Me, "Well ma'am, the movie is rated R and they aren't 17, so unless you saw it with them, I can't let them in." "But I don't want to see the movie, I'm just dropping them off." "I understand, but the film is already sold out anyway and it's actually past the time I could even sell tickets, so there's not much I could do." "Can't you make an exception? I promise these girls they can see the movie." "I'm sorry ma'am, unfortunately not. You are more than welcome to come back another day though and see it with them." She then gets real close to the glass partition and practically puts her mouth on the microphone. "Listen, their mother died. I think you can make an exception." I don't know if she's telling the truth or not. I have heard my fair share of made up stories as to why I should give people tickets, so I'm obviously cynical. All the time I try to be polite. "I'm sorry to hear that, but that doesn't change the fact that there aren't any seats left to sell." "You are being so heartless. These girls lost their mother. Can't you have some sympathy?" "Like I said, ma'am, I'm sorry, but there's not really much I can do." "Is there a supervisor I can speak to that might understand? I'm trying to help these girls out." At this point, I was becoming a bit annoyed, so I called a manager. As these encounters often went, the manager explained the same thing to her as I had, and the lady eventually decided to give up and leave. Like I said, I can't tell whether or not the whole dead mom thing was real, but regardless, using a sob story to try to guilt me into going against policy and the actually theater capacity seems like a pretty crappy thing to do. This isn't the first or last pity party I've been given in an attempt for people to get tickets, but certainly one of the most odd. Side note, people need to get it out of their minds that complaining to a manager will let you get your way. Usually, managers are just as, if not more, annoyed with dealing with your problems as the regular employees. If they're lying about that, that's actually a pretty messed up thing to lie about. Well, at the same time though, hopefully they weren't the truth, because that's a terrible thing at the same time. Like I said, you can't guilt people into getting your way. It's just messed up and not right. Background information. I'm at a grocery store picking up a cake for my brother's birthday. The store has a specific rule where you have to place an order for a cake ahead of time. The employee, I forgot the specific name for the job, is my sister. Anyway, this woman walks up to the counter and asks for a cake. At this time, I walk around the store to get more supplies. Conversation between entitled mother and sister. Mother says, "Can I have a chocolate cake?" "Sure. When do you want to buy it?" "I'd like it today. It's my son's birthday." "I'm sorry, ma'am, but we won't be able to deliver you the cake today." "Why?" My sister goes on to explain why she can't get the cake, to which the entitled mother disagrees with and says she'll wait here for the cake. About 5 minutes later, my sister comes back with the cake. Entitled mother goes and tries to grab it. "I'm sorry, ma'am, but this cake isn't yours." "Then who is it for?" At this time, I go back and get the cake. Mother notices and takes it off my hands. Mother with the cake says, "Thanks for waiting, son. Let's go get in the car now." Me, "I'm not your son." "He's not your son." "Of course he is. How would you know?" "Because I'm his sister." "No, you're not. Now go back to your job." As a response, my sister asks the woman for my name. Obviously, she answers incorrectly and my sister says the correct name. Entitled mother starts shuffling away quickly, but with the cake, she can't move fast. I'm able to grab the cake and start walking outside. As the woman tries to grab me again, my sister quickly and loudly says, "Leave him alone before I bring my manager." The woman, not being an idiot like the others in the subreddit, gives up and orders a cake for the next day. It's basically saying, I'm gonna claim this child instead of waiting another day for a cake. It's kind of funny. I mean, at least they didn't put up a fight. She did try to steal the cake, which is wrong, but it's a lot funnier than some of the other ones, at least in my opinion. Man, woman, white, black, poor, rich, Asian, entitled parent. Ha! Loser. A lot of people comment how this is unoriginal and how they've already seen it. So we're going to launch in today's comment of the day story because that is original. Let's get into it. So my grandpa told me this story about his dad, my great grandpa. Our family history is diverse with engineers, doctors, lawyers, and pilots. Everyone in my close family are full Finnish. I do have a Russian cousin, but I haven't met her. Grandpa told me a story of when he was a pilot in military before the Winter War. He was doing scout missions and mail deliveries. The plane he flew was a Westland Lysander, unarmed. One day when great grandpa was doing routine flight checks in the hangar, some lady and her husband and her kids walked toward the plane. Great grandpa barely knew enough English for the following conversation. Entitled mother said, "Are you the pilot of this plane?" "Yes, I am." "Our kids would like to look around the plane if you let them." "Yeah, that's not gonna happen. You see, we're on a tight schedule here and I'm already—" "Listen here, you're gonna let our kids look around or I'll talk to your superior and get you in trouble." Great grandpa puts on a grin that rivals a troll face. "Alright then, take a look." The two kids run toward the plane screaming, "Yay!" Then great grandpa starts the engines. It sounds like rapid thunder up close. The two brats jump like 75 meters in the air and the other one falls over. They both scream and start crying. The mother says, "How dare you do that, you dip? You scared my poor, poor children." Grandpa says, "Oh, I thought you said they wanted to hear the plane. Sorry your kids can't take a little engine startup." The dad says, "You're in big trouble. You will hear from us again." "Yeah, right. Like you would even know where I'm stationed next. Now get out of my way. I'm already late." He never heard of them again. Then my grandpa added that the entitled family were American tourists. They thought that they can treat us Finns like that. This story was submitted by Ron the Annihilator in my comments. If you guys want to share your stories down below, that'd be amazing. Thank you for sharing, man. I appreciate it. I really enjoy reading your guys' comments, especially when I can include them in the video, because a lot of channels do similar content to me, and this kind of gives it its own originality. But when I make videos, I look for posts that have been posted very recently, so they're not featured in everyone else's YouTube video, and a lot of people see it for the first time. I think that's a good place to conclude this video. I just wanted to thank you all again for the support. We just hit 100k channel views, which is a huge accomplishment for me. And as this video is being watched right now, we are quickly approaching 2,000 subscribers, and we will hit it in the next few hours. I appreciate all the support. Discord link is in the description. Also, I made an Instagram because why the heck not? So if you want to go follow that, the link is in the description as well. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.